Good morning, seventh grade readers. This is Mrs. Mead again, coming to you from the beautiful Jackson Middle School. Happy Monday. A reminder, there are no Google Meets today, but you need to be logging into each of your classes and completing your work on your own. Today we're going to continue our conversation on Notice and Note, a reading strategy. Today's agenda and learning target. I can create and use notice and note signposts to guide my reading of nonfiction texts. You need to gather all your materials, watch these slides. You're going to be creating a new notice and note chart in the reading section of your notebooks. Then you're going to take a look at a nonfiction article that I've posted in Google Classroom and read for 30 minutes. And after you're done reading, do step 4, which is your IR check-in. Notice and note, signposts for nonfiction. We've been practicing 4 of the signposts when we read a fiction book. Today we're going to learn about signposts that authors provide for us in nonfiction texts. Remember, nonfiction is writing that is based on facts, real events, and real people. It includes news and research articles, textbooks, biographies, essays. So anything that is factual writing is nonfiction. When you take a journey through a book, don't forget, notice and note the signposts. When we do our nonfiction reading, which is what we're going to be looking at after we're finished with this writing unit that we're in right now, you can annotate your text. We've got little abbreviations for the signposts that we're going to be learning about, and that's how you would actually write on the text or note them in an electronic copy. When you get ready to read, you want to ask yourself 3 big questions. Number 1, what surprised me? Number 2, what did the author think I already knew? What background knowledge did he or she think that I had when I came to read this article? And what challenged, changed, or confirmed what I knew? What did you learn that was new and different from what you thought? When you're reading nonfiction, you can come across a signpost called Contrasts and Contradictions. It's called the same as our fiction reading signpost, but it takes a little different form when we're reading nonfiction. When you're reading along and the author shows you a difference between what you know and what is happening in the text, you should stop and ask yourself, what is the difference and why does it matter? That answer could help you see details that shows you the central idea of the article. It might be showing you a compare and contrast between 2 ideas. It might help you understand the author's purpose, make an inference or a generalization, or it could help you notice the cause and effect that the author's presenting. So now is a good time for you to pause. In your reading section of your ELA notebook, you want to title a brand new page, Notice and Note, Nonfiction Signposts, date it 10/26, and this is the first signpost you need to take notes on. When you come back, we'll talk about the next signpost. Our next signpost for nonfiction reading is called Extreme or Absolute Language. When you're reading through a piece of nonfiction writing and you notice that the author uses language that leaves no doubt, words like must, should, always, never, or if the author exaggerates or pushes to the limit, you should stop and ask yourself, why does the author say it like that? The answer can tell you something about the author's point of view or the author's purpose in writing the piece of nonfiction. You might realize the author is exaggerating in order to make you think a certain way. Now you want to pause, take notes on that signpost, and then you'll be moving on to step 2. In step 2, you want to open the article that's attached to today's assignment in Google Classroom. Read through the article one time. Be thinking about those 3 big questions first, and then read through the article. I've indicated some signposts for you. I have highlighted some signposts that this author provided. And some of them I did the work for you. And then I want you to see if you can identify the last 2 signposts that I've highlighted. So a little bit of practice on your own. Then you're going to be moving on to step 3. We'd like you to read for 30 minutes or more. This is extended reading time. Record signposts. If you're reading a fiction book, it's a story that's not actual factual, you want to be using your fiction signposts and continue recording those in your reading section of your binder. If you happen to be reading nonfiction, if you're going to look at a news article or if you're reading a biography or something, then you want to use those two first signposts that we talked about today for nonfiction. When you're done reading for your 30 minutes or more, then you want to go to the notice and note, take your notes, mark as done when finished. And finally, step 4. After you're all finished reading, you want to do the IR notice and note Google form for today and submit when finished. And then, yay, if their 90 minutes of ELA time is still not up, you get more independent reading time, or you can go back and be working on your writing, or some of you might be doing a retake test on characterization. Whatever it is, work hard, stay focused, and have a good rest of the day.